Hi guys, I thought I'd do a very small video because I've gotten quite a few emails in regards to this. Let me preface that all of these are my opinions. Um, yeah, these are just my opinions. So do your research. Obviously, if you don't like what I say, you don't have to listen to my channel or anything. So anyways, a lot of you have sent me emails asking to give my opinion in regards to why Harry has to resign or that he was born a prince. He was not born a prince. Again, I repeat myself. He was born ginger, a boy, and to his parents. He was made a prince. It's a title he was given. Okay? Now, why is it important to remove him from the line of succession? Well, because the monarchy is an institution. It's basically a government institution because the Queen is our head of state for the UK and the Commonwealth. She represents us politically. Now, Harry is in the line of succession and very close, let me tell you. Because when the Queen passes away, then Charles moves up, then Harry moves up. So why is it important to remove him? One, because this is a man who has publicly stated that he's not willing to follow through with the responsibilities required of that position. He's not willing to do the public services or the duties required for that position, for that job. It's like having somebody who doesn't want to work for you in line for a job, in a very top job in a company. I don't know if I'm making myself clear in this. I mean, Harry has made it very clear. I don't know how much more clearer he can make this, how much clearer he can make this. He does not want to be part of the royal family. He does not want to be, he wants the titles, because he wants to keep the titles because the titles bring him cachet, those titles are what sets him apart than the rest of people, okay? So he wants to keep the titles, but none of the responsibilities as they are required of him. So it is not wise to keep a person in a very direct succession line to a possible job that he doesn't want to do. It is not good at all. Now, for many people, many of you who are going, oh no, I heard about this, service is universal. No, the Queen was very specific when it says public service. Why is that specific? Public service applies to public servants. Public servants means that people who work for the government. When you go to a public school, why is that a public school? It's because it's run by the government. Government employees are public servants. The Queen is the top public servant. The Prime Minister is a public servant. Everybody who works for the government who have to serve. This is why the Queen in her speech say, I serve, I'm here to serve you. And what does that entail? Public service is different than philanthropy. Now, rich people do philanthropy. Philanthropy means that you can do your own little foundation and you can pick and choose when you work, who you work, which events you attend. And that public service means that you do what's required of you, whether you like it or not. You don't have a choice because it's for the greater good. And you are bound to do that. This is why public service is called that. This is why the Queen, when she holds those banquets for people, and we always wonder, oh, why is she holding a banquet for the Chinese dictator or whatever? Why? Because she was told to. It's part of her job description. You know why? Because it's diplomacy. You don't always have to be enemies with everybody. And let me tell you something. Charles is not up for the job because it's in more than one occasion, Charles has refused to do his public service, his public duty, what he's bound to do, because he disagreed with the politics of the people that he was supposed to be, hosting. So this is where he is just like Meghan. He just, I want to do this. This is why, the Black Spider memos, I'm going to leave the link there so you understand how much he was writing to members of parliament to modify policies on farming, housing, and believe you me, all of that to his benefit. Architecture even, he caused contracts in the millions and millions of pounds, for people because he didn't like the architecture that they do. Actually, and he was writing letters using his influence with members of parliament. Remember, these members of parliament are lords. So these are the same members of parliament who have passed the laws to exempt Charles from all these land reforms that give more rights to the tenants in his properties, which is all over the UK. Okay, going back to Harry. Harry and Meghan have said, we don't care about this, we don't care about that. We don't want to do the duties. The titles must go. You cannot, it's a matter of practicality. Can you believe it? Okay, I'll talk a little bit about the Oprah thing just quickly. Now, this would be like me, for example. Let's say I work for Apple. I'm the director of Apple, right? The company. But then I don't want to do what they tell me to do because I don't like it. I simply don't like your job description, but I love the title because when I call other places and I say I'm the financial director for Apple, they take my calls because Apple is a very good company. It's a well-known company. It's a Fortune 500, and I'm one of the top ones. They will take my call. It's not the same if I say, "Hi, I'm Paula, I'm calling." No, the director for the financial director for Apple is calling you. So can you imagine if you tell Apple or any company? Let's go with the Apple example. If I go with Apple and I say, you know what? I'm not going to do anything you ask me to because I don't want to do it. I want to do my own thing. I want to do my own way. What do you think any company, institution, organization in the world would tell you? They will tell you simply to F off, right? But here, the Queen is saying, okay, you don't have to do any of the things. You will keep the titles. You will call around. They sent me something that they did a thing about Spotify. It wasn't Harry. It was Prince Harry at the bottom, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, using the titles. Why? Because the titles set them apart. The Prince title sets them apart. So they are exploiting the very same titles that they're doing. And why? So why is he allowed to keep those titles? He's still on the website of the royal family. He should be removed. I know that the Queen, that is her grandkid, but the Queen has to remember that just because family is one thing and the institution is another. He has abandoned his roles. He has made it very clear he wants no part of it. Okay. Not only that, he has done it in a very ungrateful manner. So can you imagine? Would you think any company would let you keep their title? Can you imagine if you know what? I'm going to send cards and I'm going to include in my resume that I work for Harpo. That's Oprah's company. I'm going to say that I'm one of their directors. And I'm going to send that. I'm going to call around and say, I work for Oprah. I'm the director. I can guarantee you Oprah would be suing my ass in no time because she protects her name. She protects her company. She protects her brand. The monarchy is not a family company. It is an institution, a branch of the government that represents an entire nation. So he should be removed. He must be removed from the line of succession, and his titles must be removed. He has a first and last name. He was born Harry Mountbatten. He is Mountbatten Windsor. Poor Prince Philip. He doesn't deserve this crap, but that is the truth. He wants to be a private citizen. He wants no part. He doesn't want to do the responsibilities. He just wants to have the titles and the roles, but just to have them, to say that he has them, not because he wants to fulfill as it is required of him. Because in public service, you do things that you don't want to do, but are better for the entire community. That is the difference between public service and philanthropy. Now, regarding Oprah, I know guys, the only reason if they're doing re-editing or something like that, it must be because they're running around, because the royal family must have told them that you can't use the footage, that you were of whatever it is, any activities that she did while she was a royal here. She cannot use that footage. That is probably what they're editing. Now she's going to go and badmouth Mr. Markle because Meghan is a slanderer. Meghan is a liar. So I don't understand why people are waiting what she has to hear. It's finding freedom with Oprah. You know, twisting things around. Nobody was racist. The Queen is the head of the Commonwealth, for crying out loud. The Commonwealth Trust, you know, she founded that because she wants better. You know, she put her on in charge of that. Sexism, there's none. The Queen is the ultimate feminist. This is the, you know, she has the top job, you know, and everybody looked down on her. She forged her own path. She was a mechanic in the you know, I mean, in the army. She could have taken cooking. No, she took mechanic. She's a mechanic. She's the ultimate feminist. Sexism is out of the question. Racism is out of the question. And you know what? The A&L appeal is coming. She's saying that she's pregnant now because she wants to gather sympathy, but she is even going to imply, I can guarantee you, she's going to imply that her father molested her and that her family covered for him, because she is that vile. I'm going to do a video because, you know, I started wondering, how did Meghan end up in the royal family? You know, it's actually quite fascinating. And it does take a little bit of history. So no, the Oprah, if Oprah were any type of journalist, Mr. Markle is alive. Thomas Markle Jr. is alive. Samantha Markle is alive. If she wants to be a fair journalist, she should give them an option to speak, which I'm pretty sure she won't. I'm sure she will gather footage of what Samantha's saying, and then she's going to tell Meghan, and Meghan's going to be grabbing her bump, and I don't know, with all her plastic surgery, I hope she's able to cry. But what I'm trying to say is that Oprah is declining. If you ask this generation of people, you know, okay, I'm old, you know, so but most people will know of her, but you know, oh yeah, it's this black lady, but she's not that popular anymore. Right now, would you like to know what is the biggest news in the U.S.? Kim Kardashian divorcing Kanye. Yep, it's all over the news. I mean, it's headlining everywhere. Now, you know that chair, that roof, the donation for Archwell that they gave? You know what they gave it? I actually went on Twitter. Go to my Twitter. It's because a bunch of stars are giving money to them. So they basically latched on to that. So they are also associated with them. It's Sunshine Sacks. Now, it's not that they gave from their own money. It's donations that were given to them that they donated for that. And the only reason they did that is because I think it's Condoleezza. I mean, there's a bunch of I think, yeah, a bunch of A-listers are donating. So, of course, she latched her name onto that. So, no. Don't feel bad about that. So, this is why he has to be removed. Harry has to be removed. He doesn't want to give up the titles because, again, the titles set him apart. But he can't be in the line of succession because the line of succession is a constitutional role of an institution, which is a branch of a government that represents a country. And he ditched that country. They have to remove him from that website. They have to remove the titles. They have to remove him from the line of succession. A&L will appeal. And you know what my prediction is? I better hope that Oprah, I hope she's going to be smart enough to say that those are Meghan Markle's words. Because I think that this interview will land Harry and Meghan in jail from what they're about to say. So everybody's cocky, but press has been quiet because they are preparing their case and they will appeal. But I really do think that she'll end up in jail. If anything happens to Thomas Markle Sr. because of what she says, she's going to end up in jail. Because everything she has said is lies. It's just watching her slander more and more. She's a Z-list. You know, people say, oh, now she finally has her voice. Try to get Meghan Markle prior to meeting Harry. Nobody cared what she had to say. She was trying to get into Z-list talk shows to see if anybody had anything wanted to hear. She couldn't do it. This is why she went to the UK, to see if she could start in a reality TV show. Because nobody cared what she has to say. Nobody still does not care what she has to say. Right now, again, my friends, you know, I asked them, are you going to watch, I asked my friends in California, are you going to watch Meghan Markle's Oprah? And they go, who? And so who is she? I mean, and my friends are younger than me and they're very hip. So I had to explain who she was. Oh yeah, is that the woman who's married to Princess Diana's son? Now people stop saying that, talking about Harry as though he's an only child. Prince William was walking behind that coffin, and it was harder on him because he was closer to his mother than Harry. Harry's an entitled prick, who doesn't deserve anything. People are saying, oh, he served honorably in the army when he went to Afghanistan. My girlfriend, she has a son. Beautiful guy. I've talked about it before. He's doing his second, I think his second or third deployment. He doesn't go and serve and protect his country with a regiment of burkas and his bodyguard protecting him so he doesn't get hurt while he's serving his country. He goes out there any moment he can get shot at. Knock on wood, I hope he doesn't, of course. But so no, there's nothing brave about Harry. There's nothing. All that people see is the image that Buckingham Palace projected. So remove his ass from the line of succession. It is constitutional correct to do so. You cannot have him there in part of a branch of an institution that represents a country when he clearly has ditched his responsibilities and is not willing what it takes to do. What do you think? Anyways, sorry about the video, but I'll do another one on why Meghan Markle ended up in the royal family. But Oprah, I wouldn't bother. I think that this interview will land them in jail. So anyway, those are my thoughts. What do you think? Have a good day.